Hi everyone, Sean here from the Sci-Fi Model Guy, and welcome to Chapter 6 of the NX-1017, or the newly named NCC-1017B, USS Constellation. I finally decided on a name, and I really don't know why it took me so long to think of it, but there we go. We finally have a name for the ship, and I'm very happy with it. So you're going to see some custom decals in this video, and other than that, we're just almost done, everyone. I do have to warn you, though, there's a part of this model I am not happy with. I'm really unhappy with it. I'm super stoked about 90% of this ship, but the warp engines are a disaster. There just wasn't any way to make them nice. So good news is I've learned a lot, everyone. So please watch this. You'll see some stuff. Now, looks better in person than what you're going to see on the camera, but not by a lot. And it's going to be an eyesore, and I'm going to look at it now and then and just cringe. Maybe, I might try sanding it down to fix it up a little bit. Maybe through over time, do some things. You'll see what I mean when I get there. However, again, I'm learning. I learned a lot on this one, and I'm still very proud of the ship. She's sitting right next to me and a little bit over there. And you're going to see lighting today. You're going to see the most of the paintings done, and she's almost ready to put together. So we're really, really close. Again, other than warp nacelles, super happy with the ship, and we're going to walk around it and talk about it today, and hopefully you are all interested in this still, despite the mess up. So I do apologize for that. I feel like I've let you all down, maybe let myself down a little bit. I know I'm probably being a little bit too hard on myself, but if you're modeling, you all know what it feels like. And anyway, we move on, we learn, and I'm happy to share all these little failures with you. That's how we advance. So that is it. And next one should be coming in a week or two. I'm going to get the ship wrapped up, and then we're going to have a nice, simple little build. We're going to be doing the NX-01 refit, I think, next time. Got a little model there. Going to make that for a friend, ship it out to him. And other than that, guys, enjoy this video. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Leave your comments down below. And do not forget, send me an email with your work, the sci-fi model guy at gmail.com. We will be doing more of the live shows coming up soon. And I've got some modelers that I need to reach out to and talk with, and hopefully get you guys up on the show, and we'll talk shop. All right, everyone, take care. See you down the road. Enjoy the video. Well, everyone, here we are back in the shop. It has been a minute since I've recorded anything, but as you can see, we have done a tremendous amount of work. So let's go over and talk about it, huh? And I think we're gonna have one more video after this. So we're just gonna go over this. I don't think this will be too long of a video. We're just gonna be talking about just some of the things I've learned, some of the things I'm not happy with, some of the things I am happy with, and talk about the next steps and show you some really cool stuff as well. Okay, well, as you can see here, we have the saucer section, and for the most part, it's complete. It still needs a little bit of work. I still need to do the windows with some clear stuff that we have. I don't even know what it's called. It's just the tester's clear parts and window product. We're going to do that in all the little holes that we've drilled in there for the lights. And let's just go from the top here. So as you can see here, we have some phaser arrays. Now, these are from the Green Strawberry Photo Etch Kit that I purchased. Now, this is actually for the Enterprise D, the 1400 scale model of the Enterprise D. And these are the, for the most part, I think this is all that comes with. And I painted them gray, and specifically for the phaser arrays, and then some of the little doodads you see here. I just did it for, aesthetic stuff. It has no rhyme or reason, just to give it some little pop here. Now, if you notice here on these four corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, I put these little guys there. This is kind of an homage to the 4 lights you see on the top of the saucer section of the TOS Enterprise. Thought that would be kind of cool to put these. I think these are shuttle bay doors or something. Back here is just a bunch of little parts I put. Just did a little design there. This is a shuttle bay door, and I did these two things here, kind of like old school phaser holes. I did drill some holes in there. I'm going to put the clear part stuff. Hopefully a little light will come through there, and we've got lights through the bridge and on the side of the saucer as well. They're just kind of intermittently drilled here, and we'll be filling those in. Again, so we smoothed this out. The original design has all these grid lines on there, and if you look really closely, you can still see these things coming through. It didn't get absolutely perfect, but for the most part, it's good. I'm super thrilled with this part and how it came through. I like that I kept the little bit more detail here with the lifeboats that I've painted. This is a deck tan color, and just some darker gray here for the details. And the hull of the ship is Tamiya AS18 spray paint. Just a light gray. Okay, so we've got some phaser arrays. I opted to not do the entire arc. I wanted just there's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main ones. I figured in my mind the ambassador class or a prototype of the ambassador class would not yet have the full ring of phaser array. Just these nice they're getting there. The tech is getting there. We've got the navigation lights here and in the front, and we'll turn it over. Not too much detail on the bottom here. I did add these little blue guys here. Normally these were the, I think someone had commented they're the arboretums on the back of the Enterprise D saucer section, but they're on the top. They're these little blue things that light up. I thought it'd be kind of cool to put those on the bottom to bring it some of the D. I did put this little sensor dome thing here on the bottom. This piece is optional in the Enterprise C kit, and this is for the Yamaguchi. I put that in and then filled this here with some solar res right there. So we've got a nice light coming through there that's going to glow. Again, reminiscence, a nice sensor dome is going to be nice and bright. That solar res filled it in, and it's going to look really cool. We've got 3 more phaser arrays here on starboard port and forward. Some more windows that we drilled in here. Now these I just kind of randomly put in there. I think we mentioned it last time that this is kind of to a little homage to the NX-01 Enterprise, the original one. The bottom of the saucer section there was a little bit it looked like random windows were on. So I kind of did that to kind of bring that feeling out. We've got navigation lights here, and these little doodads right here, just some more of the photo etch stuff. And I painted little different colors here. Now you might see some little scuffs here and there. It's just the nature of doing this kit, you guys. It just didn't come out absolutely clean. So we're going to be starting to get to the parts that I'm not really happy with. So let's move on. Now, before I say anything, for the most part, I am thrilled with this. It came out really cool. It looks awesome. I like the pylon angle that I got. I am not too happy that these are so close together this way. I would have preferred them to be a little bit more spread out. But the thing was, and I did see a comment by somebody that said that these should have been spread out more, and maybe even these longer. It would have been impossible for me to make these longer, you guys. I am not that skilled yet. I would have had to come up with new chiller grill things and all that, and we just didn't have the time to make these extended. I just wasn't in the cards. As for them being so close together, the way I made this, I had to just start cutting and just get it done. I had to do it. I really had no idea what angle they were going to go in and what the angle they were going to work. So I basically got one done and then duplicated my efforts or mirrored my efforts on the other side. So I agree. For those of you who think these should be closer together, I am in full agreement with you. And but it's just the way it turned out. Now, I'm pretty happy here with these little stripes designs that I did. Now, these are on the Enterprise C, I think on the one I did, I sanded it down a little bit to make them a little more subtle, but I just left them this way. It's just a random design. I think we talked about this before, where I just used tape, and I did, yes, I did show, the taping I did, and then I just mimicked it over there and painted a darker gray over, and that was it. We're gonna get to the part now where I'm not happy, you guys. These nacelles. First of all, let me start by saying, so remember we filled this in. We if you remember how these are, there were those little ridges or the rib cages, the little divots in there. I wanted a nice smooth top, and I got that, and that was beautiful. And the Bussard collectors went on extremely nicely, and I was really happy with that. However, something happened, and I think it had to do with how much CA glue we put down in these ribs to fill the holes. It did something to these nacelles, you guys, that warped it or pulled it up or something, because I did not get a clean fit for these chiller grills. I thought I did. I put it in there. It looked great, and there was just enormous gaps, you guys. And I wish I would have taken a picture of them, but I was in such a not hurry, but I didn't want to see it anymore because I was so disappointed. I still am, because the solution I did, you can see here, it's not, you probably can tell, it's sloppy work. I had to fill this. This is all solar res, you guys. I had to pretty much fill these in. There's no detail. There's no texture on these chiller grills anymore. It got a little sloppy with the painting. You might be looking at it right now and go, "Oh, it looks fine," but up close, it's really not. I'm so unhappy with this part. I have to be honest. I was thrilled with this whole project all the way up until here, in the last week or so, trying to get this to work. I thought it was the chiller grills themselves. I took them out. I used some from another kit that I had, and they fit perfectly in there normally. But it's something to do with the way I altered these things. And this enormous gap. So the light leaks were atrocious. It was not even... to be honest with you guys, I almost gave up on the project because they were so bad. And I was just really scratching my head and how to fix it and stuff. So I had, a new bottle of solar res that I had picked up. And so I just proceeded to start laying it down and using the ultraviolet light, and just slowly layered the solar res up on here until it's about even there. And you can see, and then after that, I had to paint it. I had to paint the solar res, paint it blue to hide the gap because the first thing you do is you fill the gap with the solar res, but it's clear. So then you have to go over and paint it again. So really, really disappointed in that. And some of the solar res came up onto the piece here. I tried to get it off, and I really did the best I could. I'm sure some of you out there are probably like, yeah, it looks fine. No big deal. Stuff happens. I just wish it would have been better, So if I were to do this model again, I would not touch these nacelles. I would get them in there, put them together, make sure that they're okay, and leave these alone and not do all this fancy stuff. But the cool thing is I learned a lot. It looks really cool this way. I got a lot of practice doing this thing, you guys, and I did figure out at least a rudimentary or primitive solution to this. I got some practice using the solar res to fill gaps and making corrections. So on that aspect of this, everyone, I'm happy that I learned. I'm happy that I learned something, and we'll just have to move forward. I'll take all the positives from this as I can. Now, I did have some chunky filler work here. I just painted this a little while ago. I got to sand this down for these side things and fill them in. Now, let's go to the bottom. We're going to show you here. So here, you guys, if you remember, I had extremely big holes. Like almost this entire part was taken out here. I had to drill them out to get these pylons in. I think I did a pretty good job. There's a little piece here that I could probably put some putty on and straighten that out, but I probably won't because it's going to be, underneath the ship. and I probably won't ever even think about it. I mean, I'll know it's there, but so that part is a little chunky, and there's a little bit of splitting here from the putty. I did sand it down and painted it and sanded it down, but I just couldn't get them all. The joint right here, this joint here, it does show a little bit of cracking. If I can get the flashlight to work for you, there's a little bit of cracking there, not too much. I think I'm pretty happy with the way that turned out. There's a little bit of not a super clean seam. Remember, this is where the piece the original piece came out of here and then up. So this was a I had to shave that middle piece down and then put putty down and smooth that out as best as I could. A lot of CA glue, sanded that down, and I think it looks pretty good. At first glance, it's hard to see. It's definitely not like filming grade, but I think it's okay. Yeah, it's right here along this part right here, where if you were to look closely, you'll see a little bit kind of where that is. It's not perfect, but again, when the lights are on and everything's glowing and blinking and the lights are out in the shop, I think it's going to look fine, or at least acceptable. Okay, right here, these windows, you guys, if you recall, we put a little bit of the plastic on the inside that was from a lunch meat container, and then I filled that in with the tester's clear glass stuff. This stuff, it might be still drying a little bit, and then I put that all in these windows here, just a little drop in there, and there's nothing behind these. It's just, you know, the stuff is tacky enough where it sticks in there, and then I put that in and just wiped it off on the outside. I do have a few thoughts on that. Some of it did kind of come out there, and I did learn a little something there. So we'll talk about that in a second. And of course, here are the cool bay windows that we did. Those came out pretty nice, and it looks like we have a little paint there. I'm trying not to do too many corrections. These filled in really nice here. We've got the it looks like, you know, you can see the glass, the windows, and that's that. Let's talk a little bit here. The wiring. I'm going to show you guys this. Now, the inside of the wire of here, I didn't take a picture of it. When I initially did this, we had two sets of LEDs. We had one going about here and one going here on either side. In the process of messing with this thing in the last few weeks, some of the wiring came off, and I was like messing with the wires, came out here, and I realized I pulled a couple out, so they disconnected from those things. So I had to redesign the lighting. This thing was already put together. So I'm going to show you this. I'm actually pretty proud of it. If we can get a good view, you can see right here in the middle, there is you can see the LEDs there, hopefully. Let me look in the camera. So you can see that stick, that white stick right down the middle. That is some sprue from the styrene sprues. I glued two of them together, and then I used 4 strips of LEDs. So I basically laid out 2 strips of styrene like this. Not this long. It was you know, it's only about this long. And then I cut a LED strip and put it on this top. Put an LED strip on the bottom, and then one on each side. So it's basically a 4-sided LED, and I put that, and it's going right down the middle. And I fashioned a little stand that's like a little Y stand in the back for it to sit in the back. Put some CA glue on the back and held it down, and it stood right in place. And thankfully, it's terminating all out here, and it really illuminated that entire spot right there in the middle. So I'm pretty proud of the solution. I'm lucky. I am lucky as heck that I did that, and it's coming right out here. So we've got right here is the nav lights for the top and bottom, and then the cells that are going to blink, and then we've got negative and positive, and everything works. I'll turn that on in a second for you guys to show you. So let's put the ship together a little bit. I'm gonna kind of hold it together here, and I'll come right back and show you what she looks like kind of assembled so you can get an idea, and I'll be right back. Okay, back, and I just fed the wires right through there. Again, if you're new to the series here on this build, the nav board for the blinking and strobing I'm going to put in the base of the ship. So anyway, here she is, pretty much all put together. I'm going to have to hold it. Let me hold it there, and there she is, you guys. When you look at the profile of the ship, she looks so cool, except for, the chiller grills again. I'm really proud of the shape. This is like a sleek, cool version of the Connie class with elements of the D, and I couldn't be happier with the way it looks in the profile. Let's look from the top. Again, these things are a little too close there for my taste and probably for many of you. But again, I did learn, and we had to commit. Aft view, well, I can't lift it up, but the camera's too low. But the bottom view there. And essentially, still super proud of this, still happy with it. This is probably the longest build I've ever done. And like we've said before, I don't think I would do this again to this extent. But maybe with something else. I did learn a lot of techniques, and I'm pretty happy with that. So let's get this thing out of here, and we'll do a little light test. Okay, you guys, here we go, and it's not really a light test. It's just a light display here, and we'll turn off the light up here, and you're going to see why I'm disappointed. Now, before I turn it here, we do have some nice light coming through, and you can see the glow of the nacelle there. And as I turn it here, you can see, you guys, this is just wretched. It's absolutely horrible. It looks better in person than it does on the camera. The camera's really picking up a lot of the variance. This is, believe it or not, this is a vast improvement of what it looked like. So like, again, right here, now there and there, you're seeing a really bright light differential there. I don't see it with the naked eye so much. And right here. So, again, what you see, I don't see as much, but it's there. It's just, you guys, it's the best I could do. It's looks like I have a little paint I could do here. Now there's some bright light there, and I can paint that a little bit and get that taken there. But you can see even here with filling it in with the solar res and painting, you can still see these things. There's just horrible gaps. It just did not want to close. And I attribute that to being a little bit overzealous with my desire to smooth out these things and make these custom. Again, still, naked eye, it looks really cool. If people come by and look at this, they're going to ooh and ah. And hopefully some of you out there are oohing and ahhing at this, or at least maybe you will when the time comes to do the full reveal. Let me just do a little thing. There's the lights here on the back. I'm just connecting them to the negative right there. They're lighting up real nice, and those are going to be blinking when we get to put the nav board in. And but there it is, you guys. So I got to make sure I don't touch these positive and negatives down here. There's the rear. I got a little bit of a correction I got to make there with some blue paint. But the thing is, when you paint this stuff by hand like I did, I brushed it on with a clear blue, you're going to get sloppiness. That's spray or airbrush is the way to go unless you're doing a very small detail. The Bussard collectors came out pretty nice. You see those, they're glowing white hot on the camera, but close up there, they look fine. There's a little bit of solar res here I got on there. I have to pick that off if I can. And I don't think you can even see it, but I can on the front of the solar Bussard collector. I got a little sloppy with this a couple of times, you guys. So, what can I say? 90% cool on a lot of stuff and 10% cool on other things. But hopefully you've been enjoying this this build with me. I'm going to turn this here off. And if I can do a little light of the saucer section, maybe we can get that going for you, and then we can wrap up this video here. Okay, let's turn on the saucer section here. And you're not going to see too much razzle dazzle here, just the various lights there that we did. Again, we didn't want too much here. We got the lights on the and the saucer here on the front, and then the nav lights and the bridge. So we got those two little ones I drilled up in the front. Got some bridge guys going on there, and there's that. So I am going to look here. There are some light leaks coming through here. It looks like I got a little separation, so I'm going to have to get some glue and put that together overnight with some tape, and that should take care of that. A couple minor light leaks, and nothing I can't handle. But other than that, there's no light spots. Just a couple light leaks from the separation of the saucer. Just get some a little extra glue and tape that down, and that'll go away. Saucer section looks really cool. Anyway, now I'm going to turn this off, and I'm going to come right back with the last part of this video, something really cool to show you. So I'll be right back. Okay, so what's cool to show me? Sean, you're just showing me the decals of the Enterprise C kit. So, yes, I am. We're not going to use most of these. We're going to use like the pennants and stuff like that, but I want to show you the custom decals that I made, and I'm very proud of these. I'm very happy with the way that these came out, you guys. And here is the reveal of the name of the ship, as promised. It is the NCC-1017B. Now, originally I was thinking about calling this the NX-1017, but I decided that the ship, in my head, the ship started out as an NX 1,500 or something like that, and then once she passed tests and everything, and was Starfleet decided to commission her as a regular ship, and named her NCC 1017B. Why? Because I like the constellation. I like the Doomsday Machine. I like Captain Decker, or Commodore Decker rather, and I just think it's kind of a cool continuation of one of the original Constitution class stories, from a good captain and a good ship and a good crew. So I do know that there's another USS Constellation in TNG. I think it's in online or something, but it's a different registry number. It didn't get the same kind of a honor as the Enterprise did, which was always 1701 up to the E and F and G now. So why not continue it with the Constellation? And so I went into my vector program and I created some vector graphics. And guys, this took me about 3 hours just to do these. I made 4 copies of the sets, of the decals, just in case I mess any of them up. But there you can see the NCC 1017B, and put it right next to the 1701C, and you can see here the scale of the decals is pretty close. It's almost exact. And but I had to make these custom, and it was a bear. But I got it done. It was a lot of fun. So USS Constellation 1017B, and then all of the little decals that go Starship, USS Constellation, United Federation of Planets, one for each nacelle. It goes in the back of the warp nacelles, and that's pretty cool. So with the pennants, which are right here, I'm going to have to cut that verbiage out and put the other ones in. I wasn't able to make the things. I probably could have, but I just didn't get around to it. I can just cut the words out and lay them down, I think. And these pennants here for the side, or for the warp nacelles there on the top, some thrusters. And this is for the side of the saucer section. I don't think I'm going to use these. And just some various other little decals. There's not too much going on with this kit. All the big ones were the battle damage for the Enterprise C. Of course, we're not going to use that. But anyway, there you go. So there's the reveal, you guys. This is the NCC-1017B USS Constellation with warp nacelle mess-ups. Anyway, overall, I think she's going to turn out to be a good collection to my displays over there. I'm really happy that I've done this build. I've learned so much, and the next video, you guys, is going to be the final reveal. We're going to put this on the display base that it came with, put the wiring in there and a switch and all that. That won't be too much trouble, and we'll put her up on there behind me and move on to the next kit, which I don't know what it's going to be, but got some cool stuff lined up. I'm going to go simple. We're going to go really simple on the next build, you guys. This thing is taken me so long, and I'm really sorry that I've been so absent, but I've made some adjustments on my personal commitments, and that will free up my time to bring you guys more content. Anyway, that's it for now, you guys. We will see you down the road with the final reveal with this soon. See you soon, guys. Take care.